this the beginning of the end? There is no time to wonder, no time to ask, why is it happening? Why is it finally happening? There is time only for fear, for the piercing pain of panic. Do we pray? Or do we merely run now and pray later? Will there be a later? Or is this the day?
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it.
Play the freedom of speech here on my show, okay? Okay? Let me explain something to you. I would much rather lose my rights to freedom of speech than ever have the ACLU defend my right to freedom of speech. And another thing, you pinhead, the ACLU, take heed America, I think is more dangerous to the United States than Al-Qaeda. I'll give you a chance to respond if you have anything articulate to say right after this. More of the full story.
Anyone who makes a living spreading fear to the masses.
Or is just plain mean.
So, our prime directive is to interfere with the cultural evolution of a pre-warp civilization.
What if it's all connected?
Monday's near miss was the fourth such incident since the thermonuclear age began. So long as the nations of this earth are armed against each other, we're bound to have more such accidents. And eventually, soon, one must prove fatal.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be watching out for him.
Don't blame yourself, Hershey. He made the mistake, not you.
Wouldn't it feel good to have an emotion once in a while, huh?
We've lost response. What's happened to the EEG output? It's normal. I'll switch to silent.
In case you haven't been briefed, this is the minister's interpreter. 23 minutes ago, her brain was hacked into through a data line. Foreign intelligence warned us about this. A hacker called the Puppet Master has begun to infiltrate terminals throughout our network.
These nations must unite. We must make them unite. Gentlemen, we can make them unite.
We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad.
Emotions. There ought to be a law against them.
I know you have fears, you have sorrows that shake your belief, try your patience. Now, more than ever, we must stand together because there are those moments when we tear down what we've built. The monarchians seek to divide us. We must never forget who we are. A lonely outpost, a tiny band. We are all that remains of a people that once covered the earth. We must adapt together to these new challenges. Remember what we have faced, what we have survived. We will adapt. We have always adapted.
If we all reacted the same way, we'd be predictable, and there's always more than one way to view a situation. What's true for the group is also true for the individual. It's simple. Over-specialize and you breed in weakness. It's slow death.
First, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Now, I don't care what reading of history you take, the pattern is always the same. Whenever a bacteria invasion strikes, or fire rages, or a wild beast roams the streets, then and only then do men stop fighting each other and work together to save themselves.
There was a complication when we cured the industrial disease. The vaccine had an unintended side effect. sterility. Only one more generation of our species could survive. It was a desperate time. Cloning had never been used on humans successfully. But we succeeded.
So what's the latest on your puppet master?
He's only a puppet himself.